Hello everyone, I'm Sophie and I'm currently at Kechara Forest Retreat, Bentong, Malaysia. And I'll continue reading from Rinpoche's blog, which on my guru, His Eminence the 25th Sam Tuku Rinpoche. And the topic is on love without agenda. And before I read, I will be sharing a picture with you. There you go. Okay. Love without agenda. This is my seventh session, so I'll name it as part 7. So, therefore, if we lose confidence due to our laziness, inability to push ourselves, and hiding, and more ego-filling toxic actions, and we lose confidence in the three jewels, or our Lama, or our practice, it's very dangerous. Why is that very dangerous? It's self-inflicted danger. Why is that self-inflicted danger? Because we didn't put in the energy to gain confidence, to gain faith. We didn't put in the energy to actually bring ourselves to the next level. So then we lose out. So therefore, if we can make offerings to Kuan Yin and to the high monks to have our wishes fulfilled, if we criticize them, the karma is even stronger. So therefore, if you hear people criticizing lamas and teachers and masters, if you hear them, if you have the wisdom, and you have the mind and the learning, many years of learning and study and meditation, to debate with them politely, to change their minds, engage. Because why? If you keep quiet, you are a part of it. But if you don't have the wisdom and you don't have the study and learning and your knowledge is based on gossip and you debate, you might follow them. You might even become their group, and that's very dangerous. Why is that? You lose out. So a person who is used to coming to conclusions with facts, with examination, with logic, with thinking, they will apply that in all areas of their lives. That's what we call a person who is intelligent. The person who does it on gossip, we call them shallow, superficial. Why? They don't want to exert their energy into thinking deeply, so they are shallow, they are superficial, and therefore their mind will go this way when someone says something, and when someone says something else, they go this way. Then it goes this way, this way. In the end, they are alone. They are alone. Why are they alone? Because they never confirm here or there, or here. They don't confirm. As Ganchen Rinpoche said recently in Thailand, we met him 2 weeks ago approximately. If we cultivate beauty, if we cultivate outside beauty, physical appearance, it will last us a short while. But we are not beautiful inside. People go away even if we are beautiful on the outside. But if we cultivate inner beauty, we put the time to cultivate that through the Dharma. If we are beautiful on the outside and beautiful on the inside, he said it's a double plus. But if we are not beautiful on the outside and we are beautiful on the inside, people will follow us. So beauty is initial attraction, like, oh wow, you're beautiful. That's a beautiful girl. That's a beautiful man. Oh wow, I want to know you better. But when we talk to them and they are shallow, they are interested in their hair. They are bimbos, they are gossipy, they don't know much. They are interested in their hair, their makeup, and their muscles, and they are just interested in their sports car. They are very shallow. They are very bimbo-like. No matter how beautiful they are, you get bored very, very fast. Very, very fast. And that proves that even without Dharma, what the Dharma is telling us is the truth. How our eyes look, how our body looks, how our face look, and our body actions will send a message to the other person very clearly what kind of a person we are. So in Dharma, when we learn these things, it is very helpful. Do you know why it's very helpful? If we are embarrassed about them, then we know we are guilty. Some people react in embarrassment by being more humble, by saying, I'm going to do something. Some people react in embarrassment by telling off the teacher or fighting the teacher because they don't like what the teacher has said and they want to put the teacher down. So, if they put the teacher down, they are right. But actually, they are not right. Some people cover their embarrassment by arrogance, silence, kind of fold their hands. They kind of look like, I don't care. They kind of sit back and say, you know that's not me, but that's all cover-ups. Why? If we feel embarrassed, we should take a positive action. What's the positive action? To do something about it, to do something. That's how our teacher approached us in the monasteries. That's what teachers told us. You see, how we learn in the monastery is different than here. But what we learn is not different. How we approach the Dharma here and in the monastery is different. But the result and the motivation is not different. It's not different. So therefore, lamas, high lamas can manifest incredible crazy wisdom. Why is it crazy? You say, oh, why would the lama act like that? Embarrass himself. Because he loved you so much. Why doesn't the Lama act the way I feel the Lama should act? Because you are so attached to the way a person should act. That's why the Lama doesn't act that way. To break your attachment, if the Lama is like that all the time, he would be like that with every person. With every single person, he would be like that. How come he is selective with whom he is like that with? Selective. If he is selective with who he acts with like that, crazy or loud, it means he is training. If the Lama is like that with everybody, then he is not training. He is like that. If you go to a crazy house, no matter who comes to the crazy person, they are going to act crazy to you. You can be the president, you can be the prime minister, you can be the most beautiful lady, you can be a bum on the street. They react to you the same way they would react. But if a person reacts differently with another person, two ways, two conclusions. Either they have an agenda or they don't have an agenda. Isn't that tricky? So if a person acts differently with different people, either they have an agenda or they don't have an agenda, a bad motive. Agenda is bad motivation. It's very tricky. So how do we look at that? Let's go deeper. By seeing the results of the actions long term, we check the Lama's motivation. Is the Lama surrounding himself with luxury, wealth? Is the Lama surrounding himself with jewels and lots of money for himself? Is the Lama surrounding himself with beautiful houses and beautiful women and beautiful everything that you have? Or is the Lama trying to surround himself with Dharma, Dharma objects, Dharma items, Dharma people, Dharma motivation, Dharma work, Dharma projects? That's how you check. So if the Lama is always talking about Dharma projects and Dharma work and Dharma motivation and moving you dharmically and talking about Dharma all the time, he must be without an agenda. But if he lets you be who you are and as you are, and he doesn't even move 1 inch to change you or transform you because you are giving him things that he likes, he has an agenda. Why? He is afraid to upset his rice bowl. Very logical. A little blatant, a little too open, but no one has ever said Sam Rinpoche is diplomatic. I have never ever heard that negative comment. Sam Rinpoche is very diplomatic. Oh, he is very, very diplomatic. He's an emanation of Joseph Chan. Very diplomatic. I've never heard that. Okay, I'll end this here. And as you can, as you've learned from Rinpoche, he's not diplomatic. And he has no agenda other than to help us transform our minds, because he is very, I mean, with each individual, he has different methods of training us, as each of us have very different character, path, that we've taken. And all the habits and attachments that we have. So that is why he has very different methods for each individual that he trains. And no, he has no ego at all, when it comes to training us. So he wouldn't do something to just look good. He would he can be very fierce, he can be very generous, and he can be very kind. So it's just depending on us, what we need, that he would, put himself into that position um, that may harm his image sometimes, just to train us. It's for our own good. And when you over the years that I've been serving Rinpoche, when you really look into his actions and the results, and you realize, how much compassion and how much care he has for each of his students, whether they are from, not even his students, even for strangers that come, those people who deliver, those lorry drivers, who deliver things, when Rinpoche see on the camera, that and he will immediately know, whether that person needs help or not, and he will send his students with either gifts or advice to that person. I've personally actually witnessed it, and that person who received it are usually very grateful, because no, I mean, they've never shared the problems that they had, and they are just someone that's just doing delivery. It's like out of a sudden, Rinpoche would present them with gift or advice, and they'll be very surprised, and so you can see that they are very grateful that they have some form of help in that way and connection. So that's what my guru is, His Eminence the 25th Sam Toko Rinpoche. So, well, that's just a little sharing from me. And with that session, I will do a completion dedication in Tibetan. Jangjo Senjo Rinpoche, Maki Panam Geishi, Ke Panam Pame Payang, Goni Godupe Washu, Toni Toa Rinpoche, Maki Panam Geishi, Ke Panam Pame Payang, Goni Godupe Washu. Daso jini sapage wadi tandandro waguna kampadang jepa jesu no santrapai tamping imporen de sa se sho ke wa kuntu yanda la madang drami choki pala lon choching sadam langi yate razone doje changi ngopanga tesa ge wadi yududa la masang yodroyone drowa chikya malupa de isala gopasho choki ka posonga pa chosunam pape wala ge kisamasi wadan tunki malu sangwasho dadam sangi dusundan drewa songi latine ge wa losantrapai tampayu riva gyushi ni modele sendele ni mingonyandele shi ni sintatu dele pa kunchu sungi jingilo kunchu sungi ngotroso kunchu sungi trasi sho jesu nama kusen rapting ching nam katrini chochu ke padang losam tempe drome sapsungi droe mensa tato ni gyushi gang ri rawe ko e shinkam dem bendan dewa mali gyo ene charan se wan ten singa soi shape shiri badu deng gyushi Hum tumpi ngodro malupa, dene dala sauduso, kodan dempa long chok nam, kepa sushik shukten sao. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and please do join me as I continue sharing from Rinpoche's blog, the topic on love without agenda.